Hey everybody, Cappi Pidwell here, and this is episode 4 of the Exposed series I'm doing to help you upgrade your mindset, master your results. Happy New Year. It is January 5th, 2026. I'm doing this live. If you're watching it later, the content is still very, very easy to implement and apply to your life. So whether you're setting your goals or manifesting more or whatever it is you're working on, I do episode 1, 2, 3, and then today's 4, because they really lay on top of each other, if you will, to really help you take the steps that we're going to talk about today in how to really get focused and clear on your goals and then, of course, accomplish them. So I'm going to give you the Cappi version, you guys, because I find that, when people want to set their goals, they're hoping, because it's a change of a calendar date, that things are going to be different this year. And it's very exciting and it's new energy. And we celebrate Happy New Year, blah, 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 blah. That's all really, really fun. But what people don't understand is there's this thing right here called your mindset that has this very powerful loop, if you will, of belief and thoughts and patterns and behaviors that you've had for years. And oftentimes when people set their goals or their intention or they want to get something different because it's the new year, the statistics, right? It's typically somebody hoping it will be different. Then by the end of the week, for sure by the end of the month, they find themselves in the same place, doing the same things, being in the same routine. Most people, okay, maybe 2 out of 100 might not be, but the majority of people go back to their subconscious patterns. And just remember, this isn't your fault and this isn't bad. You just haven't been taught how to break the loop or delete the tape, if you will, to get the outcome and get the goal. So I find that, people tell me, Cappi, I've read great books and listened to this podcast and I've done training. And I was talking to this girl last week and she's like, well, I can't go to your thing because I'm going to my office training. And I think I mentioned it last week. I just sit there and boggled. It's like, okay, you're going to go do the same thing over and over and over and over, hoping for a different outcome. And she has the exact same outcome that she's had all year. Again, very familiar because people do what feels familiar to them. So again, just know it's not your fault, right? And certainly I know you get wins from time to time and you might have some success and, get ahead. And I find when people start to do that sometimes, then again, I've talked about it in some of the episodes, the sabotage or the procrastination or something, you take your foot off the gas pedal and then you kind of go back to that familiar money zone. And we worked on that in the other session. So if you don't know your money mindset, your imprint, your blueprint, go do that exercise, right? So again, the old feelings and patterns seem to seep back in, even though your conscious logical mind wants something different. So it is, great to write things down. We were all taught things like, write your goals down, do affirmations, visualize, take massive action, and then manifest by hoping and desiring the thing. And I'm telling you guys, I feel, like all of us, including myself, we got kind of cheated because we really didn't get the power until now, right? We didn't get the power of how to leverage and maximize our mindset. So we often end up, again, feeling just frustrated with the same patterns showing up month after month, year after year, or what have you. Yeah. So here's the key. Again, I always suggest you get a pen and paper because I want you to watch this series, get results. Please leave a comment, like the video, subscribe to my channel. If you need help with a specific topic, feel free to put it in the comments and I'll put it in my notes as my series continue. This is a 5 episode. This is episode 4. I'll do one more and then I'm going to switch gears to another topic. Okay. So here's the key. You got to begin within. See, if we don't know what's going on inside of us and we're trying to create a different reality, it's very difficult for people to create something if they don't believe it within, right? So our beliefs our core beliefs that live in our subconscious, by the way, they drive your decisions, they drive your thoughts, they drive everything, every decision you make. And you're living in yourself, in your mindset, if you will. Most people live in the head, but your core beliefs, your emotions continue to play in your head. So, no matter how much you might want to make that money or want that relationship or want that car or that house or that thing, the object, the goal, you're placing the goal outside of you, hoping to get it. That comes from lack. I don't have it. I want it. I'm going to desire, I'm going to manifest it. I'm going to make it happen kind of an energy. It's exhausting. And again, that's what we're taught to do. So, because you're living in your own mindset, most people are going to teach you these subconscious secrets to create, because you are the creator of everything you have. We want to change the loop, change the tape, so that you can begin to believe that this is real for you. Now, that's the question I always get, Cappi, how do I do that? If I don't believe it, it's really challenging to then create it. So I'm going to give you some examples here, okay? And this is, again, a good thing to write down. So we all have heard and we know that there's a cause and then an effect, cause and effect, right? But people don't relate that to their thinking. Your thinking is the cause, and then the effect follows. Okay. So if you worry, if you fear, oh, the market, the economy, and again, talked about some of this and some of the other episodes, it's so important to understand that you are creating that through your thinking, through your 500 words a minute that are flowing up here all day. Thoughts are flowing constantly all day for people. And most people aren't even conscious of what they're thinking about. They're not conscious of, they're just focused on outside, the effect of the world. What do I got to do? What do I got to take care of? I want to get that house. I want to close more deals. Again, I work with a lot of real estate agents. I want to increase my business in this year or what have you. And that's good. You have to have a conscious intention. You have to set your goal, if you will, your target. And that's good. Aim for something, 100%. But the energy behind the aim shouldn't be coming from lack. Oh, I wish I had it. Someday I'll get it. I want you to understand the difference. So again, I'm going to give you a quick example. If I'm going to set an intention for something, it's like, let's just say, yeah, I want to increase my results. Okay. Because that's what most people see me for. So whatever it is I'm producing, I know what that familiar feeling is, but who would I be? And again, we did an exercise at a double number on the other episode. Who would I be, right? Who would I be at that doubled number? Who would I be living successful? So if I'm going to create goals, what I often tell my audiences and clients is the goals are not outside of you. Write that down. They're not outside of you, guys. Those are the tangible effects that you want. But you should have your goals in here. So for instance, if you want a beautiful home, do you think there's not a million beautiful homes all over? There's millions, excuse me. So if we already know that, you could build the house, but let's just say your dream house, it's already made, manifest, right? But if you see it outside of yourself and you're just hoping, it's hard to align from an energy of hope or want or I wish. Sorry, I'm choking. Excuse me. So the reality for you is the cause. Be the cause. You are the creator. So if you were to sit in silence and you closed your eyes and you began to believe, listen to the words there, I begin to believe that I can align with a home like that. And I can tell you right now, don't start worrying about the money. Don't start living in lack. Don't start being fearful. All the things that your traditional training has kind of taught you to do. This is a practice to feel it first, to, yes, imagine, to Feel what it would feel like to close your eyes, feel it, let it soak into your cells, your bones, your soul, your head, your heart, every single sense of you, right? Then you go on into the world and you walk and talk and feel. What if you were leaving that house? What if you walked out of that home and you were so proud and it was so beautiful, and you got in your car and you went to the store? Nobody knows where you live, but you walk into the store knowing who you are, how you operate, how you feel. Because remember, those old familiar feelings of lack, scarcity, poverty, stress, worry, they do not equal that level of living. So the practice, yes, right, you can write it down, but here's what I would say. Write down, we're going to use a house. It's a perfect example. Excuse me. The house you desire, whatever. Okay, it's whatever. It's on a hill, it's in the city, it's got an ocean view, whatever. Like, that's great to be the creator, right? However, or something better should end, right? And then how does it feel? And this just gets me with goals. Nobody attaches the emotion to the thing. So that's a thing. It's an object. And we all know when we get something, then we just want something else. It's like, have you ever gotten a car, brand new car, and you like park it really far? And we all know this, right? 3 weeks later, 3 months later, you're parking it next to every other car out there. And then your goal is focused on something else. So that is the natural human behavior pattern, right? Is to want stuff, which is, again, it's fabulous. But people are doing it wrong. They're putting everything outside of themselves versus inside of you, walking that way, feeling that way, imagining for 5 minutes a day. But then don't go turn around and talk about lack all day if you're wanting something to align with. And then the opportunities come, guys. I have so many clients that, I mean, I could tell you story after story, and I'm not going to go on and on, but I'll give you an example. I had this client, did pretty well back in the day. He's been a client for a long time over the years. He was doing about 10 grand a month again back in the day. And now, well, after I worked with him maybe 6 months, he was at 50 grand a month. That's a big increase. And he started to sabotage. And he sent me an email and he said, Cappi, this money is like flowing like you turn the faucet on. I don't even know how to manage it or be with it. He was making bad investment decisions. He was so overwhelmed. I know that sounds silly, but it's that subconscious wiring he had, right, of lack. And that's really what we need to look at. Go back to the belief, right? What do you believe in your subconscious? You guys, if you don't know what you believe about having a mansion, having the ideal partner, if you grew up in a pattern of lack, if you grew up in a pattern where maybe your parents fought all the time, I'm telling you, the subconscious is like a magnet. It trained us to see, think, feel, relate to love that way. A lot of times when I coach people, they're like, I married my mom, I married my dad. Yeah, you did, because that was your subconscious association to love. If whatever you saw, if it was healthy and fabulous and flourishing, then you probably have that in your life as well. If you were born in abundance and wealth and riches and ease of money and flow and growth and greatness, and we can have anything and do anything, that is already your belief system. But for the average person that didn't grow up like that, we have to do the work. I'm raising my hand over here. I had to do the work on myself as well. I became a master of neurolinguistic programming, a master hypnotherapist 30 years ago, because I grew up in so much lack. And so how do then you build a business in lack? It's pretty difficult. So you have to work on this first. That's why I have so many products on money mindset. If you haven't checked out my website, go get the Rewire Your Money Mindset. It's very powerful. It's fast. It's easy. I have other money programs on there. Mental Money Mastery is a more extensive money program. But go check it out. It's just my website, cappipidwell.com. But the rewiring is the process that people go, oh yeah, I wrote down my goals. I have a vision board. Again, I'm not saying those things are bad, but you're not getting to the core of the subconscious. So remember, the goal is within. Get clear on what it is you want. If it's a material thing, if it's a home, if it's a relationship, if it's just income, if it's a bigger bank account, you have to practice. And some people aren't visual. They can't see. Go on your computer take a screenshot of your bank and then go in Canva or somewhere you can edit it and put the amount you want and look at it. If you're not a visual with your eyes closed, create a visual for yourself and look at it every day and then close your eyes and kind of practice that and feel it. That's how much is in my bank account. Like, get excited about it. Feel it first. That's the practice. And here's where people get like lazy. They stop practicing the feeling first and they go, well, it didn't show up in 4 days. Well, you've been practicing lack or worry or stress or whatever, or not having the goal or the frustration forever. And then again, New Year's comes, or you go to a training and you get motivated for a day. And then you think you're going to do all these things. And then 2 weeks later, you're back to the pattern. So I want to help you break the loop. You got to do the work. Okay. So the work, get clear on what you want. Okay. And again, if you don't do goals, I don't even like that word. I more think of everything in my head of the desires, the intentions, and the things, because I'm the creator working with the creator, and so are you. We're all created from the same thing. So it's really important to understand what you think, what you feel, you make real, you create, and cause, you are the cause, and then the effect follows. Really important to understand. So when you wake up in the morning or you go to bed at night, it's like, who do you want to be? Do you want to be that person leaving your mansion, walking around in abundance and fun and friendly and happy because you are just so lucky and so fortunate and so blessed, and great things happen for you every day in every way? These are the things I tell myself, right? So when I walk into a room, I'm like not looking around the room wondering whatever. I'm walking in with the presence of knowing who I am. I don't need people's approval. I don't need them to tell me who I am. I know who I am. So when you know who you are and you have the energy, and that's not cocky or arrogant, it's an energy within that is very loving, clear, and comfortable, right? Comfortable as the creator that I am. So that's the power of getting out of the old model, the traditional training of goals. And again, I'm not saying they're bad, but there's so many more steps that follow. So don't chase, don't yearn, don't stress and hope for it. Create it first. This is clear. You want the mansion, the house on the hill, whatever it is you want. I'm welcoming it. I'm open. I'm receiving it. I'm a great aligner, right? And things always work out for me somehow, some way. Opportunities come, business comes. It's just amazing, the miracles that continue to unfold when you think and do your goals. And this also, you guys, helps you stay clear every day. So a few more tips. You can get up in the morning and again, right, set your day up for the morning. Who do you want to be today? Do you want to live in lack? Do you want to live in struggle? Do you want to live in stress? Do you want to be that striving, salesperson or professional or realtor or whoever it is I'm helping? No, that was the past. You already got to do that. It's a new year. It's a new you. Who do you want to create yourself to be? So that is your choice, right? Live in what you're creating every day, because what you think and do today produces your tomorrow. I say that a lot, right? And people don't get it. They go, oh yeah, cool. Okay, Cappi. But they keep that loop, that tape. So write it down, then practice the feeling, walk around like that. And then remember, cause and effect. The world is the effect. You are the cause. Be the cause, be the creator of what you want. And then you'll stay focused on those goals. So I'm excited to help you level up. Next week will be the last episode. We'll be talking about really growth, going from wherever you are to wherever you want to be, but like how to get there quicker. And there's a lot of ways to do that. So I will see you next week. Thanks so much for tuning in. Again, please remember to subscribe, like, make a comment. I appreciate it. And if you want me to help you with a topic, make a recommendation. All right, guys, thanks so much. Happy New Year.